Good morning, everybody. This is Crumbleweek 420. I want to thank everybody for stopping by this morning. Hopefully we're going to get some breakfast. Breakfast. Let me take a look at what's going on in the chat already. Oh, I see Tasha was in here earlier from over on Joe G's channel. That's pretty awesome. Nice indeed. What do we got here? I'll bring Australian Wheat Bix. Thanks, Hamish. Thank you. I'm guessing that's similar to what we have as Wheaties here or something like that. It sounds like it would be. What am I hungry for? Jeepers creepers. I don't know. I went out to breakfast yesterday morning and it just made me think of today. So absolutely. We got in here. Breck, good morning. Frank, good morning. Glad to see you guys here. Appreciate you. Hey, there you are, Tasha. How you doing? Glad you stopped by. I modded you up for in here. I've seen you enough over on Joe's channel. Vince, what's going on? Thanks for swinging through. Appreciate you. I'm glad to hear that, Tasha. Now, let me ask. It's 5:28 in the morning here. What time is it over there? Ooh, some South Africa breakfast. That sounds good. I'm sure it's vastly different than what we have for breakfast here. Oh, it's 11:30 there? Good morning. You're just making coffee? That is fantastic. Thanks for stopping by. Go with appreciated very, very much. How goes the feral kitties today? Oh, it's brunch time, Tasha. Nice. Sorry a second, just reading up through the chat a little bit quick. Yeah, so here we are on this wonderful Sunday morning. I got some things to share with you guys later for an educational purpose. The wife and I decided to take another trip to the dispo yesterday and humor ourselves. You know, I don't know if I want to get mad about things or if I want to just appreciate it for what it is and share it all with you guys who know already. So I'll probably do that. Thanks, Hamish. I saw, is this true or not true that you actually posted a video through, who'd you go through? StreamYards to get something up there finally? Eggs, sausage, tomatoes, and onion relish with toast and bacon. That doesn't sound too bad, Tasha. Sounds pretty good, actually. There you are, Brett. How we doing, buddy? Thanks for swinging in. Yeah, it worked, Hamish. Awesome. That's great. She going to be posting some more fun content for us? Because you know us, we got to go around and support everybody's channels. So that's a beautiful thing. Good morning, Brad. No, it didn't work. I thought I saw a video up for you. Maybe I'm insane. Hold on a second here. Nope, that's not what I want. Huh. Look at that. Look at how many views your first video got, Hamish. That is freaking awesome. Uncle, what's going on? Glad to see you in here. Appreciate you. Maine, good morning. Thanks for stopping in. Sorry, just catching up with you guys. I came on a couple minutes early and I'm not completely organized with all my shit I got going on here. Susanna, thank you for swinging in. I appreciate you. Nice. Got a lot of people in here already. We got 8 people kicking around. That's fantastic. Teen, how are you doing? How was the birthday? Hopefully it was fantastic. Yes, thank you guys for hitting that like button. We got 8 people in here, 6 thumbs up. You guys are great. Yeah, you got to be pretty happy, Hamish, with that for a first video. Good God. I think my first video had maybe 50 views. So you are hitting a rock star status with that nice little quick video that you threw up there. So keep it coming. Keep it coming indeed. And once again, thank you for supporting the community, because that's an absolutely wonderful thing. You spent your time with family, Teen. That is like the best way to spend birthdays and stuff like that. Scotty, dude, what's going on? Thanks for coming in. Appreciating you. Trusting everybody had a good Saturday night or Saturday morning. No, Saturday night or Sunday morning from yesterday, depending on where you live. Scotty, you worked last night? Slaving away, cooking food? Yes, people, I did just move the bong over. I'm feeling like an earlier bong rip. I already had one before I even started the live. So what do we got here? I'm just about to finish your shift, head home and smoke. There is nothing wrong with that, Teen. I appreciate you swinging on from where you are right now. That's awesome. Cavort. Oh, YouTube was dead on your phone? I don't trust YouTube right now, but that's just me. Just made it home from work. Now I'm rolling up some bud to match in this live. College today, I'm next to Boulder College. Japers, creepers, you're just all over the place, Scotty. But you're keeping busy, and that's half the battle. Because I hate a job that you're bored, something where you got to go push a button every 10 minutes or some crap like that that's just monotonous. So I guess at least it keeps you stimulated and moving forward, Scotty. Oh, Tosh, you got friends in Queensland and Melbourne, and that's awesome. That's awesome indeed. Frank, what is going on, buddy? Thanks for being here. I saw you earlier in the chat, before I actually put it live, but thanks for coming back. That's great, Tasha, to have friends all over the world. I did not as much as I do now with all you guys, which is pretty cool. I know, Teen, it is nice to see everybody bright and early. Briel's live? I'm not familiar with Briel's. Why don't you share with us who Briel's is, Frank? Just so we all know. Again, thank you everybody for subbing up to one another. Got a couple of new people into here. And I appreciate you guys all being here. USA, Hamish got friends in USA, Sweden, UK, and Zensland. Not familiar with that. But then Crumbleweed is not as geographically educated as I could be. Just because I didn't care about it as much when I was in school and younger. So I can funnel my way across the map and I can get through the United States. That seems to be good enough for me right now. Oh, Cavort, your wife's going to a sale. What type of sale? Is it like I don't know. At this time of year, all the pumpkin spice crap pops up, and we've got, fall jamboree this, fall jamboree that. So there's a lot of that going on. I got a bad taste in my mouth for those kinds of things when I was married to my first wife, because goddamn, every holiday we had to celebrate to the hill. And when it came time for fall, goddamn, I wanted to stuff her into a scarecrow outfit and throw her out in the field by the end of the season. So, oh, she's selling jams, breads, and shirts. That's pretty awesome, Cavort. I like that. That's nice. So she's actually a vendor at it. That's cool. That is cool. Your stream is quite boring, Tasha. No way. I'll tell you why. Because everybody out there, believe it or not, people find interest in our streams, no matter how boring we think they are. I mean, you can just look around at other content creators' pages. It's fantastic. And what we think is boring is somebody else's dream to be able to see somebody posting content like they may want to post. So, just keep the streams coming. Trust me, people will watch them. Even if one person watches mine, I'm excited because I got to share with them. Oh, really? That's cool, Cavort, though. That is cool to be invited all over the place in PA. Hamish, we don't want to hear about your poor unfortunate video that got 1,200 views overnight. I think that's freaking awesome. Thank you again, you guys. We got 10 people in here, 9 thumbs up. You guys are rock stars. Well, we'll see, Tasha. You got to remember, we're a great group of people over here. I know you're a proud mom. As I said, I have bounced your channel before over on Joe's, and yeah, I think it's great. Again, it's great meeting people all over the world. Again, seeing what content they're posting and just kicking back and hanging out with them. That's it. I'm sure to be the next Mr. Beast. That would be great. It really would. That'd be cool. I like to see people come on here and aspire for something great and hit it. We may not end up being Mr. Beast level, but we're making a difference in this community just by being here and all talking as a big group together. It's appreciated. That's a good way to be. We are a drama-free channel. That's one of the big things. I generally give my moderator lecture, which I haven't, and I should have in the beginning when I modded you up, but I'm sure I will have an opportunity to go through that at some point in time in the future. Cavort wants to be Mr. Buds. That's freaking hilarious. Are you Mr. Beast? No, I'm Mr. Buds. I go and sprinkle cannabis throughout the community. Nice. I would like that. That'd be great. You guys are great. I'm just reading the chat. It's awesome. You come in here and it's like meeting together with a group of people just getting ready to hang out. And I tell you, that's one of the things that I am looking forward to in this community is either doing some traveling to meet a bunch of you guys or finding some unified, fairly close area that some of us could get together, which I think would be fantastic. It's I don't know. I haven't had that opportunity before. I've only went to a couple of cannabis events, and at those I didn't really know anybody and was fairly newer to the growing scene and like that. So I don't know. I just think it would be different now, involved more in the community, know a handful more of people. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you guys. The other night, was it the other night? Yes. I did a Friday night stream, Friday Night Live. We had a whole bunch of new people in there, and I'll tell you something that was even better about it. One of the last people that came in, and I can't remember their full screen name. I'm kind of embarrassed for that, but it was Extra Trippy's Real, I believe, or something like that. I'm saying it wrong. They're going to want to punch me in the face. But long story short, we pushed them over 700 subs last night with all you guys subbing up to them or on Friday night. So thank you. I think it's freaking awesome the way we're supporting one another. Moonlit, good morning. All right, Moonlit, what'd you bring for breakfast? I got to throw that out there. I haven't been asking anybody that, but yes, Moonlit, what are you contributing to breakfast this fine morning? And we're a couple minutes out from doing a bong rip. If everybody's down with that, I'm sure you will be. I know some people were rolling up when they first came in. I apologize for being a slacker on that. What's everybody going to be smoking on this morning? Oh, you got some fresh orange juice, Tasha? Nice. Nice. We got Tasha, or not Tasha, Frank and Hamish, both with things working in the background. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, I tend to think that I have little things plugging in the background for what I want to do, especially with my grows and making concentrates and fun stuff along those lines. But you know, life has a way of kind of kicking us in the ass every now and then and making me put some of that on the back burner, but that's okay. We still move and forge ahead. All right, Moonlit Farms Berry Gelato. Hey, it is 5:45, people. Sip before you rip, stay hydrated. Amish had apple juice, wetbacks, and apple and an orange. Let's rip, people. Today I am ripping on a strain called Caffeine. It is from Her Highness out of New York City. And I'll talk about that in a little bit, but let's go, people. Okay, Tasha, sorry for coughing at you. Oh, I'm sure, Tasha. I'm sure. Thank you very much for coming in this morning. We appreciate you. No problem. We love having people in here. Woo. So, let's talk about that. Her Highness out of New York City. That's the name of the company. Excuse me. Holy crap. And it is the name of the strain is Caffeine, and it's really solid. Tastes like GMO. It's got that little bit of garlic, mushrooms, onions taste on the end of it. Gets you high as anything, but it was a pre-ground weed. And I got to tell you, it said infused on it. I really think it was infused with sticks and stems. I have never seen in a weed that came from a dispo that was a pre-ground that actually had all of these sticks and stems in it. Very disenchanting. Oh, you need me to take another sip? All right. Thank you. Hamish, are you asking me if I use StreamYards? I haven't yet, and I need to, because that way, if I'd like to bring one of you guys up on the channel, what sounds like trash? My audio right now? Or are you talking about the trash that we purchased at the dispo for fun? Yeah, as I said, if I had to put this in, a pre-roll or roll it in a joint, I'd be pissed because it'd be tearing the shit out of the paper. Yeah. Again, I look at it this way. My wife's on this little bit of a kick right now, and that's fine. She wants a little more variety and to try out some different stuff, and I'm good with that. It just humors me at times, the things that they will put in these dispos and recommend to you also, which we all know is them pushing whatever they want to push. But yeah, just as I said, there's a difference between ugly weed that's fire and what's this here? Hold on one second. Oh, Hamish, hey, go do what you got to do. I appreciate you being here so early. Keep on posting that content on your page. You will see it'll blow up for you, and I think that's great. You'll start picking up your subs, and that'll be a beautiful thing. Once again, thank you guys. We got 13 people rolling around in here, and we've got 14 likes. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Trying such a huge selection is our privilege. It's only going to get better and better. Yeah, one of the things that I've realized is no problem, Hams, no problem, is that I like to have the variety here, so I don't have to go anywhere else for the variety. And I think in total, I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strains going right now here. So that's going to give me some more of the variety that I've been looking for. And not to mention, I've gotten some great genetics from you guys out there in the community. Stuff that I've been wanting to grow or had a desire to try. And I think that's going to prove to be awesome for me. Well, for us, I can share with you guys as we make our way growing through this. And yeah, it's going to be good. Oh, Cavort, you did a no with your autoflower. What did you do? Oh, Maine is mixing some nutrients and listening along, which I appreciate very much. Frank, 10 years ago, I didn't know what selection was. It was whatever my guy had. I know. I think we were all like that. All like that. All right. Cavort. LVLD. So I don't understand that, if that's an abbreviation or a typo, one or the other, or maybe I'm just being ignorant to it, but oh, you leveled it. What the hell happened? I can tell you, photos are more resilient to beating the shit out of them. I know I dropped a light on mine once when I was raising it up and down. I just hit the button and the whole entire thing just shot down on top of the plants. You think it's going to be able to recover? And how far along was it, Cavort? Okay. Well, it happens. It happens indeed. I think it's funnier that, well, it's not funnier. Oh, and she's showing hairs too? Oh. Well, Hopefully it can bounce back. I know that the plants are much more resilient than we think at times. I know the autos can be a little bit temperamental because they just want to go run and do whatever they're going to do. But when we inadvertently bump them, break them, knock them over, I firmly believe that as long as we're giving our plants that super love that we do when we're growing them and nurturing from a seed, yeah, I think they'll pull through and make it. See, look at this. Look at this. We're even praying for your plants, Cavort, that they're going to make it. That is a beautiful thing. So, another item that we got yesterday at the dispo was some green crack, which I have yet to try. Anybody have any good experience with that? Because I've heard it's a pretty fire strain. Just catching up in the chat, guys. Looking that we're rolling up on 6 o'clock, which is good. We'll take another rip, which would be a beautiful thing. All right, you got some recently, Frank, and it was amazing. All right, Monkey Man, what's going on? Thank you for chiming in with that. Green crack is a legendary strain. I will take that as a good answer. Good answer indeed. But here's the difference. Here is the difference. The question is, and obviously we know the answer. Green crack that came from the dispo is going to be a hell of a lot different than if I was getting green crack from Monkey Man, because we know that homegrown is going to make such a difference. Okay, look at, there we go. I'm talking about homegrown and Scotty chimes in. I love green crack and I have it to grow from Fast Buds. Let's go with that, Scotty. Let's go with that. Oh, you know what I forgot, guys? And I was going to wait, but I'm not going to wait. So I had a mail call yesterday. And this mail call was from none other than Calves. Got this awesome sticker in the mail from Calves. And on top of it, got some of, probably can't see it good, Calves snake oil genetics. This is Bruce Banner times Monster Kush. I am so freaking excited that it's not even funny. Thank you, Calves. For anybody who doesn't know him as Calves, lower class booth. Awesome guy. Thank you so much. You made my day. Oh, you got it too, Frank? I mean, is that awesome or what? I mean, again, this community is so giving. And you know what I hope? Because, no, I don't have a lot of stuff to give away, to send to people and like that, other than the fact that maybe I can be here and share some time with you guys and brighten your days. So thank you all for being here very much. Greatly appreciated. We're about 4 minutes up to taking a rip. For those of you who need to roll up, heat up your rigs, whatever the case may be. Oh, nice, Hamish. You're back already. Easy fix. Dank boys, what's going on? Thank you for swinging in. I appreciate you. Give me a second here. Hey, I'm subscribed up to you. Now, here's my question of the moment. Are you still growing dank, boys? I'm just curious. It is cool to get seeds from Calves. And here's the funny thing. When I first came into this community, you see all these people and you're enjoying their content, or you're hearing the names, the names bouncing around in here of, this grower, that grower, this content creator, that content creator. And what's cool is in and out of all these chats, and lives. We're getting to meet all these people. And I understand, yes, we're meeting them through a computer, but not only not only are these people great content creators, but they're great people, just down to earth, great people, which is a pretty beautiful thing. All right, Dank boys. I've seen you around. I've seen you in other channels. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get you modded up here. I'm going to give my moderator lecture if I can real quick. First time that I've given it today. Now that you are a mod, this is a room for 18 years or older. We are a drama-free channel. Welcome everybody into the room. Make them feel comfortable. Sub up to one another and check out their channels. Make sure when you're there and you subbed up, drop them a like on a video and leave them a comment. That way they'll know you were there. You stand a better chance of them subbing up to you. If we have trolls in here, we are going to nicely escort them to the door and not engage. There's no sense in that for us. And most of all, if you're in here, let's have fun. Topics are open to pretty much anything and everything. That's the end of my mod lecture. Sorry about that. So land. You have bread and juice for all. Look at this. Look at what Len's brought to the breakfast. I like it too, Moonlit. It's fun. As I said, I don't know if anybody was hanging around on Friday night, but we had a lot of fun there. A lot of new people. Oh, it's so funny about my sister. It really is. So next time she comes in, I'll have to mod her up. But we were laughing so hard over that yesterday. You know what the big take was for her out of it? After I don't know, my sister's 50. So after 50 years, I finally said I love you to my sister. So you guys brought out something great and funny with all of that. Oh, you see a bong? That is for breakfast. That is for breakfast, Bob. We are going to have one. We are firing up at 6 o'clock. Did I just see road music come in? Road music. What's going on? Oh, look at Monkey Man. Where's my manners? I brought some Mary Jane and some cheese omelets. And it is 6 o'clock, everybody. Make sure you hydrate. I'm going to hydrate a little bit extra because I don't want to cough my head off while I'm trying to talk to you guys coming in and out of the room. Alrighty, people. I am smoking on caffeine, as unique as that sounds. Ugly weed, sticks, and stems. Long story. You might have missed it at the beginning, but let's go, people. Not talking because trying not to choke to death here. Thank you, people. We are at 18 in the room, 20 thumbs up. You guys are rock stars. Absolutely. What's that? Please don't die. Yeah, we don't want to witness that on YouTube. I'm thinking there's a lot of paperwork to fill out if that happens. Do you imagine that? Them having to gather you guys as witnesses from all over the world? I think you're right, Frank. I talked about getting one. My wife isn't convinced for me yet. We'll try a little coffee. For those of you who weren't here earlier, we had Tasha in here this morning. I met her over on Joe G's channel. She's from South Africa. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Love to see people come in and support us who may not be partakers, but enjoy our company and hanging out with us. So, do. Reese, what's going on? I thought I saw you sneak in. How's it going this fine day? You should see all the amazing stuff everybody's brought for breakfast. We got some Mary Jane being brought. We got some cheese omelets. We got orange juice. We've got wheatbacks. Yeah. We got stuff from all over the world coming into here. That's a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful thing. Just took some bong rips. We'll be taking them again, or maybe we'll do dabs at 6:15. I don't know yet. Cohort wants to know if anyone knows of a website that has garden gnomes that are hitting a dab pipe. Grand Cayman Islands. That does sound beautiful, Frank. Favorite country? I think there are things that I admire about other countries, but I think everything that I admire from another country, there's good that comes with the bad. So I have to honestly say it would be the United States of America. Now, my favorite state in the United States, that's a more difficult one. That it is, because some of the states that I lived in, like when I lived in Connecticut, I was married to my first wife. Not the best memories in the world from there. Though it is a beautiful state. Just has a lot of different laws and rules and fees and stuff like that than, even New York State. New York has its good and its bad too. I've been here pretty much my entire life, except for maybe 15 years in total, 15 or 16. Hey, that's a good one, Frank. Temu might have that. Temu might have that indeed. Could you imagine that? Because I bought some pretty badass stuff off from Temu, especially, like until I get my room situated around. I mean, the walls in front of me here are just plastered with signs and pictures and all that happy horse shit. So I'd like to be able to share that with you guys too, instead of showing off my whole entire den. But I do know that once I decide to go live from my phone at some point in time, I'll be able to bring you guys around to show you grow tents and stuff like that. So, South Africa, Tasha. To move to Christmas Island. I think moving anywhere for a while would be a challenge and fun. I would appreciate, though, if they did have good laws in dealing with cannabis, because that's unfortunately one of the reasons why if I go to see my sister, I'll stay in the next state over, where weed is legal, since in Alabama it is not even remotely. Cavort, that would be cool to have a little gnome village set up under there. That would. I've seen a lot of people drop little trinkets and stuff like that in their grows, and I think that adds to some creativeness and some fun. I haven't done it yet, but maybe make some little gnome watcher over my whole entire grow so I can sleep better at night. Well, guys, thank you again. 17 people in this live, and we got 21 thumbs up again. Thank you so much. Growing Old suggested it. That is funny. You love North Carolina, but the laws suck, Brett. JC, we were talking about you the other day. Hadn't seen you around. Wanted to make sure you're okay. Absolutely. I'm glad to see you in here. Nice sunset video that you posted over on your channel. I stopped by and dropped it a like. I appreciate it. You know, when I lived on the other side of the river, you know, because our river feeds right to the lake, you could see such magnificent sunrises. I get the sunsets here now, not so much the sunrises, but absolutely wonderful, you know, shimmering off from the lake. Absolutely, Tasha. We can get help. What is it that you're looking for? I see Zelen's making their way through the chat again. Thanks for being here. You know, I love seeing you guys all out in other people's lives and like that, or swinging by people that are in our chat often. Go to their page to see what's going on. You guys are in there dropping likes, sharing some love. So it's a beautiful thing. We're glad to have you here. Did you get your new tall mixed up, Maine? I have checked out Hookstergram. You know, I was ecstatic that he wandered into my live the other day. That was pretty darn cool. So I went over and sprinkled some love all over his channel and hung out with them for a while. You know, it's funny when people pop into our lives that we do here. You guys are so interactive and it's so entertaining in here that people really have a good time, and I appreciate that. Maine says nutrients all mixed. We are going Athena for the win. Nice. JC, you're at Walmart? Huh. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I think I went, we do most of our grocery shopping there because here's a good excuse as to why, as much as I don't necessarily care for everything Walmart does. My wife worked for him for 24 years. So she was there back when Old Man Walton or whatever the hell his name was there. And so she has lifetime discount. We both have. So it's pretty nice. And they just changed their policy. So it's a 10% discount on everything, including food. So that adds up. So, but I still go buy my donuts at another local grocery store because they're better, cheaper, and absolutely. Now let me catch up with you guys here in the chat. English is your third language, Tasha? Absolutely, Hans. All right, guys. Dog's barking. Got to let him out. Give me a minute. Why are you up so early? Huh? Why are you up so early? Alexa, turn all the lights off. Come on. Come on. Why are you barking to get out? Come on. Fine, lay down with your brother then. You know, I guess he wanted out because his brother's out already. Go figure. So we'll wait for about an hour and then he'll need to go out. Is game pretty much similar to Walmart, Tasha? Basically like a big retail store that does food as well. Yeah, they do have worm castings there. I was looking at all the stuff that they actually have at Walmart. Not to mention, you know, if you don't mind waiting for their 2-day shipping or whatever, you can get a lot of stuff for the cannabis community. So that's pretty cool, and definitely for growing and getting it. I don't know, when it comes to big bales and, you know, big things of potting soil or whatever it is, I'm sorry, that stuff's heavy. I don't necessarily want to lug it all over to get it to my house, so I'll let them deliver it for me. It might cost me, $1 more or whatever, but usually you're spending enough, so it's free shipping to even get it to you. So that makes life a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, absolutely, Kavort. Oh, okay, Frank. That is true, Scotty. That is true. I think the I'll be honest with you, biggest mistake Amazon ever did was give me a credit card with a sizable limit on it just as I started growing. And as everybody knows, that was on the cusp of when we went from prohibition land to legal here in New York. So you saw a gigantic swing in prices from what I actually paid to when the market got flooded with everything. And now you have more reasonable prices on a lot of growing stuff. So, yeah, they do bring us all our shit. I haven't ordered on Temu in a while, only because I think they changed some of their platform and how they did with their shipping and stuff like that. But I'm hypothesizing on all of that. Absolutely, Tasha, you can give us advice. We would love to hear it. Oh, you have Woolworths in Australia? We used to have Woolworths here a million years ago, but I think it was spelled a little differently. But when I say a few years ago, I'm lying here. It was actually close to 50 years ago. So, yeah, I'm sure it's vastly different since it was a United States based company. 30 years ago in the Bronx. Okay, Frank, that's legit. That it is. We are at 6:15, people. For those of you who want to take another rip, paranormal, what's going on? I'm just getting another bowl out so that we can rip here. Make sure of it. Hey, Tom. Token Tom is in the house. Tom, thanks for swinging in. I appreciate you. We're sipping before we rip and we're staying hydrated. Those are some of the best words of advice I've been given since I came on here. Oh, and to sip and then shut up and take a rip, because when you got the gift of running your mouth all the time. Alrighty, people, I'm still smoking on caffeine, and let's go. Yes, thank you, everybody. We got 17 people in here and 22 thumbs up. You guys rock. Haha, Tasha. You know, way back in the day when my mother, way back when my mother first started to get Alzheimer's, and she was running into some issues. We didn't know at the time that it was going on, and she actually brought a pack of meat back to a store to return because it was spoiled, and she argued with the manager for like half an hour. Finally, he gives her money back, and at the end he says, the next time you need to bring something back to a store, please make sure you bring it back to the right store. She had brought this spoiled meat back to the wrong store and argued her point until the manager gave her money back for something she didn't even buy there. So it was kind of funny. Holy smokes, Pull Chop's in the house. What's going on, people? What is going on? Appreciate you being here. Thanks for swinging in. Oh my God, Reese, do they? Oh, that's great. The Timu has gnome smoking up. Now, for one, I got to write that down because I think we all need to get little smoking gnomes from Timu. Timu, smoking gnomes. I know that I have a Jeep that I drive, and people here do those ducks on the dashboard and whatnot. So I ordered some from Timu. I figured they were going to be these stupid little plastic ducks. No, these things are ceramic and these things are hardcore. They're all three of them are black. One of them looks like it's something out of the movie Hellraiser. Another one looks like it came out of some S&M scene. And I think the last one just has a smile on its face, but it's like just three evil ducks. So I adhered them to my dashboard and they are my pilots when I go out driving. Oh, Scotty, you got your smoking gnome off from Amazon? Pull Chop, what have you been up to lately? I don't know what the thing is with the ducks and the Jeeps. I really don't. I have no idea. But my wife had said to me, why don't you have ducks in your Jeep? And I said, well, I don't have one of those cool boxy Jeeps. I just have a Grand Cherokee. So I don't know, growing up, you had that mindset, ideal vision as to what a Jeep looked like. They were squared off, they were boxy, they were what they were. So yeah, I don't know where that came from, unless it's something like they float in water, but I'm not going to test that out to see if they do or don't. Oh, nice, Kawart. You're going to make a short of your autos? Cool. Cool, cool. We'll have to make sure to check that out. Yeah, that's true, Moonlit. Timu does have some pretty cool stuff. I bought a this little plastic thing. I'll have to show you sometime. I'll turn off all the lights in here, and it has like six different discs, and its entire the whole nighttime sky with all the constellations, and you can do other parts of it. You put in other discs, it's all planets, and the ship moves around, and it's really cool. I think it was $12 on Timu, and definitely worth it. Oh, Pull Chop, you are going to sell the Astro van, huh? Well, that's a good thing, I guess. Unless you're super in love with it and you're selling it for not good reasons. But yeah, Frank wants to know if that old Astro van is a 4.3. Should you put a duck on your Land Cruiser? I don't know. You should Google or search and see if there's any cool Land Cruiser things that they do. I don't know. I've always liked those though. Nothing wrong with that, Moonlit. As I said, I've gotten a lot of good deals off from there. I bought a 100 count, or no, it's at least 100 count of cones that I got from on there. And I got to tell you, I like the way they burn better than I like the raw ones. These don't canoe. Don't get me wrong; they're made out of some wood fiber or something like that, you know, and they're pretty great. Got ducks on top of your grow lights, all different kinds. Here, I have my one duck who looks over my desk. Look at this little bastard. Yep, he's the supervisor here at night. Well, mornings. Excuse me a second, guys. Just doing a little housekeeping here. Choppy got you covered. Yeah, our dogs, two of them fare well with toys. My daughter's dog, the one who I just let out before, even the toys that you say you can't destroy, he destroys. So he's got a couple that he'll play fetch with that are made out of that fire hose or super durable material, but they always have to have a leg or an eyeball or some shit like that on him, and he rips it off within half an hour. And then there's the white cotton-like material or whatever the hell it's made out of inside, all over the house. Yeah, I don't know, Zelens. Here, hold on a second. I'm going to ask Google what the hell the deal is with that. Let me see. Why do Jeep owners put ducks in their cars? Well, Google says it is a friendly gesture to spread positivity and show appreciation for fellow Jeep owners. They could drop that appreciation off from it and just say it's a gesture to spread positivity. You don't have to be dicks and just single out Jeeps. Just say we're here to spread some positivity and go with that. Hey, that's nice, Scotty. Okay, I'll take that. Scotty said they were gifts from loved ones, so he believes they're good luck, and he hasn't had a bad grow since he put them in his tent. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Moonlit says, death wobble survivors. Awareness, Jeep lovers, trust. Frank loves the death wobble. I meant to write down some people's pages from yesterday who have some great stuff going on. I tell you, I know that I'm a big proponent for us subbing up to one another and stopping by the channels, but man, oh man, you got to see some of the stuff that's out there right now. It is just great. And also, we've got at least 3 or 4 people, if not more, in our circle that are starting to do those show your grows in the community. And it's great because it's given us all an opportunity to see people on different levels of things, because we got to see all sorts of different levels of grows yesterday. Everything from people just starting, which is fantastic, the excitement, popping your first seeds and all that stuff, to, people in the commercial grows. I don't know if, was it Friday night? Yeah. Friday night, we had Ogo. Is it Ogo Army? He goes by Ogo Army. I believe his name is Andrew from Ogo Farms. And yeah, they're a big commercial grow. A lot of hydroponic stuff going on. And yeah, they're a good channel. Real good channel. Just, yeah, Ogo Army. That's it, Cavort. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Zelens, that's just it. Seeing people's grows. And I got to tell you, excuse me, I pick up so many tips and tricks from everybody, even if it's as simple as, all right, so when I do my solo cups, I want to have drainage in the bottom of them. So I turned around and I always used to just cut holes in the bottom of them or poke holes. It was a pain in the ass, whatever. So I'm watching Chad Westport, of all people, doing some transplanting and, just planting seeds in solo cups. There he is with a lighter, burned 5 quick holes in the bottom of it. And I was like, oh my God, that will save me so much time. I don't have to worry about the cups cracking and breaking and, wasting them. And it was like a 2-second trick. And it was just fantastic. Saved me a lot of time and effort. Thanks, Moonlit. Cavort says, well, let me go backwards here. Frank said, you're definitely an old soul, Hamish. I'm 43. I would have never thought you were 18. And then Cavort says, I haven't been 18 for 42 years. You know what? I can honestly say I haven't been 18 for 42 years also. Holy crap. That's a different way to look at things. Use it to use a lit cigarette, Tom. Oh, 6:29 alarm just went off. That means next thing that'll be coming through is Dad's good morning text message. We'll see what he has to say today. Hi, Cavort. True enough. I think it's interesting that I didn't even hop on here and start doing content until I was like, I don't know, 59, something like that. And it goes to show you, I've been lucky throughout my life. I've had a number of different careers, started out in the food service industry, spent 22, 23 years there, finished that out being an executive chef, had my own piercing and tattoo business for a while. 2 years, I ran a gigantic eBay business before they started doing the 1099s. And then about 15 years in healthcare, and ended a big chunk of my career in a retirement community, an upscale retirement community here in upstate New York. So I've been lucky to be able to bounce around, and now I grow and spend time with you guys on here. So thanks for listening to that little summary of my life real quick. Scotty, my kids are 18 years older than you. But see, look how cool that is. Because I truly wonder if you took a room and you put us all in there as strangers, what would have happened? I mean, I don't necessarily think we would have all known that much about each other unless each one of us individually stood up and talked about, what we do. And then we suddenly had common interests and likes. But look at the age span in the room. That's fantastic. My oldest was born in 87. Scotty's the fucking wild one. Absolutely. I had my first child at 20. Yep, 20. Got married at 20 the first time. Token Tom, 2000, huh? Brett was born in 60. Brett's the winner in the room for age, I believe. Congratulations, Brett. Appreciate that. Your oldest was in 2005? Oh, we just missed a 6:30 rip, people. Nobody reminded me. So I say let's get at this. Yeah, absolutely. Cheers to everybody in here. Madtown grows. We are just getting ready to rip because I missed the 6:30 rip. Make sure you are hydrating. Take that sip before you rip. Let's go, people. Yep, 65 years young, Brett. Still ripping on this caffeine from Her Highness New York Sea. It was 7 grams pre-ground. Don't buy it. It's full of sticks and stems, though the weed is pretty damn fire, but you need to pick all that out before you can smoke anything. Yes, Moonlit, something like that. Moonlit said, love to do a group meetup, go backpacking or fishing. Absolutely. You know, I was talking about that on Friday, how it would be so cool to be able to get a bunch of us together at some neutral place that's, not in somebody's backyard, but where, it's within reasonable distance for people. It's not like Cannabis Cup or some shit like that. But I know that planning events like that, you have to be kind of careful. Because I remember way back when I was involved with the body modification community. This is going back into the late 90s, early 2000s. And I planned an event, figured, hey, I'm just a small person. Nobody's going to want to come to this event. So I'd planned it for like maybe 25 people. And next thing you know, about a week out from the event, I had over 200 people that wanted to come to it. And it was like, holy crap, I had to cancel the event because there was no way I could have facilitated that many people. So I learned from that experience that, you generally do a more central location to everybody. And sometimes you have to limit what you do, but getting everybody together is phenomenal. Let me go back to the chat here. Oh, Scotty's in the foothills in Colorado. That's nice. Nice indeed. Everybody come to Georgia and bring a tent. Frank's got 2.5 acres. Speaking of tents and properties, check this out. So, everybody knows I live in Oswego, New York, because I say it all the time. But I'm actually a little bit outside of Oswego in a small, different locale. So, even though we have an Oswego zip code and everything. So where it gets interesting is they're trying to pass this law right now that says out here, if you have a tent in your yard, like even if your kids want to put a tent in your yard, and camp out overnight like that, you got to get a $250 permit for the season to put a tent in your own fucking yard. What if your goddamn house burns down and you got to live in a tent for a month? What the fuck? So I'm going to have to go to that thing and vote against it. All right, I'm going back to the chat here. Scotty Pam, go to the islands here. Damn machine noise, Madtown. Yeah, please make sure you guys are subbing up. It's nice seeing you guys, meeting people that we haven't met in here before. So that's great. Can you ask what my real name is? I've mentioned it on here before, but I generally don't use it on here. So I prefer to remain Crumble at the moment, if that's okay. I hope it doesn't offend anybody. There's a handful of you on here who know my real name, and I appreciate that you're not blurting it out. What am I looking at here? Yeah, the whole time my daughter was out in Colorado, I wanted to go out there and just never was able to get there. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy about the tent thing? It's stupid. Freaking stupid. I got 5 acres here, a whole bunch of it's woods with clearings and like that. You're going to tell me I can't just go out and put a tent in my yard that I pay taxes for year round? It is stupid. I'll let you know how that goes. Mr. Wiggs. I told my wife that I referred to her as Mrs. Wig in here. Yeah, we got to keep that bald thing going. I do let the hair come in. Generally, I get lazy with that no shave November and I push it for a while. So we'll see if I'm going to choose to grow my beard back, at least for that. Yep, Cavort is going to be doing a giveaway at his 200 subscribers, which is freaking awesome. Awesome indeed. Thank you, Moonlit. I appreciate that. Hey, Terry, what's going on? Grand Rising to you as well. Thanks for being here. She didn't take offense to it. I actually think somebody said it in one of my lives. They were like, "What's Mrs. Wig doing?" Because she had came down and was getting ready for work. Plants all fed. I bet. I bet your back is killing you. You know, that was one of the reasons why I went to hydroponics for a while and I had my whole setup going. And, just because at the frequency of watering and like that. But I'll tell you something, even with the hydroponics, you're still lugging water. You are. My downstairs grow was better because I had a hose in the basement that ran over to my tent so I could just feed it from that. But I think unless you've got one of those setups, like, I don't know if you've seen Growing Olds. He's got the big tank outside of his tent that, he can control that, everything comes in. I don't remember the name of the pots that he uses. If somebody does and they can throw it in here, that'd be great. But he's got an awesome setup for basically the auto watering, and it may be auto pots that he has. Mm. Glad we made you laugh, Moonlit. Have an ear muffin. I like that, Scotty. Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm re-educating myself on a number of different things in my grow that I'm doing different for my indoor grow this time. Just things that I've talked. I'll give you a prime example, and you guys can tell me I'm an idiot, and that's okay. But up until this run that I've got inside these 13 plants, I've used cocoa for my grows, and I'm going to continue to for right now. But I've never buffered my cocoa when I rehydrate it because I don't buy it pre-buffered. So I did this time because I want to see if that's going to make a difference. I also want to turn around and instead of watering every X amount of time, I generally bottom feed. But one of the statements that they made is when you're using cocoa, you need cal mag and nutrients basically every time you're watering. I didn't do that in the past. I would alternate back and forth. So with water and then nutrients. And I think I'm going to try and follow it that way where I'm going to be feeding in cal mag just because of knowing how much the cocoa wicks off the you get a lot of runoff from it, I guess I would say. But bottom feeding is not really going to be an issue. So you're in cocoa also. Yeah, the frequency. And as I said, I've got cocoa outdoors and can of cocoa for the win. Okay. So I've got people in here. I am going to play around with living soil outside next year. So that is something. I've got 4 autos in living soil outside. Yes, Lens, I've heard that too. And I can tell you, the only time I had a leak in my system, which is just, I don't have the reservoir. I've got the 4 5-gallon buckets. was when I went to slide one across the floor and I grabbed one of the hoses that runs inside and pulled a rubber grommet out, but didn't see it until probably 2 hours later when I went to show my wife something in the tent. So I had 5 gallons of water in my plastic drip tray in the tent. Okay, Maine. If you're using tap water, you may not need to add extra cal mag. Huh. Plague cocoa. All right, so I'm going to embarrass myself a little more here, so I'll throw it out there. Most of the times I order my cocoa on Amazon that comes in the big bricks. I had an 80-pound case come about a month and a half ago, and I want to use that up and then take a look at possibly getting something along the lines of the can of cocoa or something along that. I don't know which would be my best plan of attack. Oh, that's nice, Madtown. Your biggest plant's in the ground, and you only had to top dress every month. Absolutely. Yes, yes, indeed, everybody. Maine, Weed Wizard, aka Maine, has dropped some videos showing the plants in the last couple of days. Check them out. You will be impressed. That's got to be so nice, Brett, to be growing in the same beds for so long. You've got to have just an awesome microbial bed of loveness for your plants. JC, you're on your way home. Did you pick up some more stuff for breakfast? We got a couple more people in the room who might not have got to enjoy with us earlier. And speaking of enjoying, it is 6:45, people, which means, whoo, sip before you rip. Let's swap out this bowl. Do. When is harvest time? I see. That's the question. I am hoping to get past the 24th of this month because last year, that was when I had to pull. I looked at the weather. We're supposed to be in the 70s for the next week after today or week and a half, and I think that would do awesome for my plants. I took some pictures, which maybe I'll try and take some video. I'd super zoomed in on my buds on a couple of the plants, and you can see some really nice trike development. So I'm impressed with that. I just want them to go further than they are right now. I was showing the pictures off to a couple of people, and someone said they'd pull now, and it's like it's not even close to where I want it to be. I mean, I don't even have 80% cloudy trichomes. I mean, there are some, but it's definitely not that close. So, all right, people. Sorry, I rambled a little bit. Let's go. Let's rip on this. Hamish asked, you do. Hamish asked me to take a sip before I start fucking talking. Excuse me. Do you do indoor or outdoors? So, I do both. Normally, I would have had another full run already in veg in my tent with my outdoor run being where it is. But I didn't. I'm really trying to hug close to plant counts right now. For here in the state, the only difference is, I did start a run of seed. So instead of being able to have the 12 or sitting at the 12, I'm technically at a little under 30 right now. But once my indoor grow comes and or my outdoor grow comes down, by that time I'll be sexing the regs that I have, and I'm sure my count will drop down to 12. Let's see what we got going here in the chat. Again, everyone having much fun hanging out with me. Hey, we just love having you here. Trade to grow or an earth box? I don't know yet. That's going to be nice, Madtown, if you can do that. That'll be cool. I want to take my raised bed that I've got out there. This is the first year I've ran with it, and I want to convert that all over to living soil because it's mostly cocoa. And I just like the results I'm seeing outdoors with living soil. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Scotty's going to be counting down the days right now because his new 8x8 tent will be there on the 11th, so says the master of the Postal Service. So that's pretty sweet. We're all going to get to see that up and into action and come to fruition. So that's pretty cool. Okay, rooftop hydroponics is really big, Moonlit says. Solenz wants to know, he's asking Brett, no problems with bugs in the soil. Again, never running big beds outdoors or anything like that. Is that common? Is that just part of the ecosystem that you have out there? I guess that would be my question. Not a big fan of autos. It's okay. They were the first thing that I started growing. And I have to tell you, only because I got what I consider to be far superior genetics to what I had ran before. I think that's part of the difference in what I'm seeing in autos right now. This strong, vibrant plant. Not that my autos that I grew before weren't, but nothing like this. The color's different, everything's different. So genetics for the win. Do 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 do. Yes, Scotty has a card game each week for free seeds. He has a tremendous amount of genetics to choose from. I believe he's doing these on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. So make sure you get over there and get in on that. It's a great way to hang out with other cool people. He does that on a live, and yeah, you'll have a good time. And you get to see his grow too, which makes it even better. You run two autos now, Cavort, Pineapple Daddy. Brett's response was, "You always have a problem with bugs." I think there's a lot of validity to that. I maintain that I have the best IPM at the moment, which I hope the birds will come back every year because it's insane the number of them that are sitting in my plants and keeping them clean. Hey, no problem at all, Scotty. No problem at all. We as we'll call us content creators, whatever you want to call us. You know, I don't know. It's just great to watch this community grow, you know? And if we inspire somebody to come out of their shell and to get out here, show their face or not show their face, show their grow, and just let somebody hear your real voice to know that on the other side there is someone there, because unfortunately we do have scammers in our community too. Brett, you don't do anything close to your plants. I get that. Okay, so Scotty says Tuesday or Wednesday at 3 p.m. his time, which is Mountain Time. Okay, Brett, you use 7 dust away from your plants. My dad used to use that when he had the greenhouses up. But then, and you would remember, Brett, you know, some of the stuff that we used when we were little kids to eradicate the greenhouse from mites and stuff. I remember they used to have something that was about this big, looked like a volcano, and it had wax on the outside of it. And you would put a sprinkler in this freaking thing, or a sparkler, excuse me, like a fireworks sparkler. And you would light it, and then you'd have to run your ass off out of the greenhouse, which this had to be in the middle of, because this thing just emitted such a plume of this volatile smoke. And it was like, holy crap. That was what we treated all these plants and vegetables and perennials and annuals with back then. And it's like, man, I'm glad we don't live in that world anymore. Or hopefully in commercial grows, they aren't doing stuff like that. DE, Cavort, are you talking diatomaceous earth? Because I have heard that. Oh, no kidding, Madtown. You're going to be in the lobby early for double episode tomorrow. Set your alarms. Battle of the Trees. Nice. Nice indeed. You do remember those, Frank. Okay. Yeah, you probably would too, but what the hell? And you could just go into the store and buy that. I mean, you had to have a pest applicator's license. At least here in New York, you did. And I don't know. It was funny. My father kept his pest applicator license always renewed up until he shut down his floral business, because he said the chemicals back then were so expensive that he still had some of these big 1-gallon brown jars with the big skull and crossbones on them. And back, 34 years ago, when he had the greenhouses, or it was at that point in time, he would have to buy these. It was like $150 back then for a gallon of this stuff. So that was a real lot of money back then when it came to all that. So he held on to the stuff for years until he closed the business, and now we're going to have to dispose of it at some point in time, because I couldn't see any good reason to use any of it. Hey, once again, thank you guys. It is coming up on 7 o'clock. We got 15 people in here, and we've had 25 likes. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Saying that we're young. So what's everybody got going on today, this lovely Sunday morning? You're right, Cavort. Though, you know what? I will tell you, when we moved, or actually it was when my father still had the greenhouses, we would go to my grandparents, and they had these oak trees in front of their house that we used to climb when we were little, like 5 of them that lined the road. And what happened was at the bottom of all of them were leaves. And we would go out there, and one day we noticed that there was ladybugs under the leaves. And when I say ladybugs, long story short, my father had us go out and fill up 2 coffee cans full of ladybugs so he could bring them back and release them in the greenhouse, which was pretty impressive for back then, that he had, I'm not saying impressive, but he was a nurse science and biology teacher too. So he had the intelligence or knowledge to know that they'd be beneficial in his grow. So, hey, Sleeps with Sativa. Good morning, good morning, good morning, NCB. What is going on bright and early on this Sunday morning with you guys? Frank is planning on having a nice, peaceful Sunday with nothing going on. Also, people, we are coming up on 7 o'clock where we'll be ripping again. And also, I think in a minute, I'm going to head out and grab some more coffee real quick, if you guys don't mind. Since I only brought one cup in here with me, and I definitely didn't want to be having 2 cold cups of coffee. That would be hideous. Because I'm not that iced coffee kind of guy like some people are out there. That is not my cup of tea. Waking the wife up. Perfect. Sleeps with Sativa, you're camping. Nice. Where are you, if you don't mind me asking? And how's the weather there for camping? Hopefully good. But when I went camping, I didn't mind the weather either way. I mean, we didn't go in the winter, but we had the Adirondacks to do a lot of our camping when I was in Boy Scouts and younger. And we'd go up there for 2 weeks at a time in the summer. It was fantastic. St. Regis Falls. Nice. All right, guys, I'm going to grab a cup of coffee. I will be right back. Coffee maker's being a slow pain in the ass this morning, though it's a K-cup. Oh, he wouldn't go out earlier. He's right there. He turned around and went and laid down next to the other dog when I let him out, and then he got up, went to eat, and went and laid back down with Otis. Lazy ass. Hey, nice. Once again, people subbing up to one another. That is a fantastic thing. It really is. I love this, you guys back and forth, growing our community. Hey, Brett, I forgot to ask, how are your plants doing right now? You got to be getting rather close. Or do you get to push much later with your grow than we do up here? It's funny. I'll ask a question and I'll sit here and stare very intently at the computer like it's going to talk to me. Though I do know a number of people out there who have the, text to voice set up so that they can hear what's going on. So I don't know. I think that might be a distraction if I did that. Having a little voice talking to me the whole entire time. Indeed, indeed. So once again, everybody, thank you. We got 12 people in here. We've had 27 thumbs up. Awesome, awesome. Appreciated from all of you. Used to mid-late October, but running new strains this year. You think that's gonna push you a little longer with the new strains? God, I would love to mid to late October. You know, that's why I said I'm excited about a week of no rain in the forecast. Even though we're going to go, well, the temperature swings aren't going to be as bad as they were a couple of weeks ago, where we were having, almost a 40-degree temperature swing, to be 90 something during the day, and then it's dropping down to 50 something. It's crazy. No, looks like maybe earlier. So I was talking about it the other day, and I have a question on. I know some people out there, they'll turn around and I'm going to pick on autoflowers. If it says that this autoflower is 93 days, 93 days they pull the plant. They don't care what the trikes look like. They don't care about anything else. They stick right to that number. Now, I've been a firm believer that number can go either way. It can go before those number of days, maybe by a week or so, depending on what your magical count and number is for when you're actually picking that it started, not just when you physically planted the seed or germinated the seed. Because I don't know how everybody chooses to count their days. So, so my question is do you guys go by days or do you guys go by actual trichome development where we can see what's going on? Hey, is that Magic Frank I just saw come in? All right, with the right weed, you can have plants out all the way till November in New York. You know what? That's something that I need to talk to you about, Frank, so that, maybe you can steer me in the right direction for genetics that will treat me that good. So I'll hit you up on an email, Magic Frank, if that's okay with you. Wow, November 5th is this year's harvest date for final full moon. I would like it if we could hold out till then. I think that would be great. Absolutely. Trichomes for sure. Sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody sneaking into the room. That's just it. I go by trichomes. That's what I thought, Brad. Obviously, it's just a baseline. That's why I don't understand the people that do pull like that. But right. I agree 100%. Again, we do have a piece of bro science out there, a lot of it, that we need to sit in chats and the community and talk about and, see what everybody's real take is on it. Because it's almost like sometimes these larger content creators sprinkle, I don't want to call it bullshit. They'll call it bro science. I call it bullshit. And a lot of us get caught up in it. And it's our next big thing until we find out, 3 months later, they're debunking it now and moving on to something else. So that was a little bit of a rant for me. Sorry, guys. Yeah, that's just it with me. I know that my autos should be finished in about 2 weeks. And they are. They are sticky as hell. I took some pictures of them yesterday, and they do really look good. Okay, Magic Frank, I agree. I just figured I'd bring that up and see what you guys' take was on it. And I appreciate all the information. No, I don't have well, I do have a cheap jeweler's loop. I'm not going to say I don't. If I'm outside real quick, I will turn around and bring that out. I have a digital microscope that I can bring outside. I've also got a borescope so I can really zoom in on the trichomes. So I have all three of those. What's nice about the little digital microscope is it's got its own built-in screen. It'll also go to an SD card. So I've got to figure out a way to integrate that into one of my videos because it'll let you record video on it too. So that'd be kind of neat. Did I just see Jess come in the room? Jess, what's going on? Oh, Jess, you were in the garden and you didn't have this on. We were talking breakfast earlier, and people brought a lot of stuff into the breakfast, which is pretty beautiful. Oh, the digital microscope. You want to see it? Hold on one second. Let me grab it. So, here it is. You probably can't see that. Maybe you can. But yeah, this is it. Little digital microscope. Something different. Of course, now it's not going to want to go off, so I'll set it to the side. But yeah. Frank, you say it's gotten fancy. You know what they did? You know the handheld digital ones that you can get? They basically have that mounted in that apparatus. And it's got a little basically USB to the screen, micro USB cord to the screen. And that's what they did with it. But I like it. It's cool. What's really cool is taking a look at buds before you're drying them and then after you dry them. Just how amazing the trikes still look on it, because you can zoom in super, super close. Like you can zoom in so you have like maybe 5 trikes in a picture. And that's pretty damn close. They look, I don't know, they look crazy. They look like the end of them has that teardrop look to it, but not quite as thin. So they almost look like little shrooms. It's pretty crazy. No, it's not. I think I paid like $30 for it, $35. I found it on Amazon, and I just thought it would be a cool thing to add to my collection of stuff to really, really take a look at the trichomes and like that. And instead of trying to hold my camera still, because that was before I had my selfie stick, my tripod, and stuff like that. But it is cool to have. Oh, Sleeps with Sativa, you're popping seeds today. That is exciting. Absolutely exciting. Freeborn selections. You are popping line 1 times Hindu. Nice. Yeah, it is a cool little thing to have. Glad I remembered I had it too. So I'm guessing that we missed our 7 o'clock rip here, which is okay. I got to add a little water to the recycler on here, which I hate to do, but it was pretty low. Hey, Miss Amy's Creations, hello and good morning. Good morning, good morning. How are you this fine day? We are in here chilling, having fun. Now, I don't know if any of you guys remember about 15 minutes ago, I went out to the kitchen to get my coffee or to make coffee, and I left it out there. So at some point in time, I'll have to migrate back out to the kitchen and get that cup of coffee. Hey, that's no problem. We are one big family here. And again, I appreciate you guys all for being here. We got 13 people in the chat right now. Everybody's participating, or they're at work, or they're just kicking back in the background. And I like that. I like that indeed. It's greatly appreciated. Miss Amy is Cavort Bud's other half. She's getting ready to go out and do her business today. Did something happen to Shine Alive yesterday? I don't recall if I saw him on Alive yesterday, be it his own or someone else's. CB, what do you have going on today of excitement? I forgot to ask. Didn't mean to be rude earlier. Probably was, and if so, I apologize. Yes, Shy can grow. Oh, Jack can't see his messages? I have had that happen to me. I had that happen to me on 3 channels of different content creators. I went on the assumption originally that they had blocked me. One of them I don't know because their channel isn't around anymore. And it's sad if I did get blocked because they're probably one of the most inspirational and greatest content creators I met coming into this community. So that makes me a little bit sad. But the other 2, we can't figure out why. They can't come into my lives and I can't see them. So when they're in my lives, I can't see them. No matter what they type, nothing comes through. But if I see them in somebody else's live, we can go chat. So it makes no sense to me at all. And I went into my area where it shows people that I've blocked. And, well, for one, I think there's only one person in there. And that was a troll who wandered into our chat one day. But other than that, nobody. So I don't know. It could be one of those bizarre YouTube-y types things. Nice sleeps with Sativa. That's nice. I love you guys subbing up to one another. Nice, Frank. Yeah, I know, CB. I know how that is. I turned around. I was tooling around the house at like 4:30, quarter to 5, and I'm like, okay, I got to get ready to do this live. So what's the first thing I do? Break out the bong and say, like we're going to right now, let's go. Let me take a quick sip before I rip on this, and we will all smoke up together. I think probably at 7:30, I'm going to do a dab. Haven't decided yet, but for right now, let's go, people. I'm still smoking on this caffeine from some company that I'm not going to mention again because I don't want you guys to ever buy it. So on that note, though it is some fire weed, that is one of the reasons that I'm smoking it, but there were more sticks and stems in it than imaginably possible because it was a pre-ground weed. So let's go, people. Really, Frank? Okay, Frank. This one, it was pre-ground, and that was just it. I've never seen a pre-ground weed with so many sticks and stems. Like they just trashed whole buds into this, and you know, That's all. There was no love in that part of things. It does make a difference to sip before you rip. And I know it and I don't always pay attention to it, but I try to remind everybody else so that we're not all sitting here coughing for 5 minutes after every time. And who just said they're having a really lousy cup of coffee? My coffee is terrible this morning. Yeah, that is one of the things too. I guess I looked at it and again, I said earlier in the live, we decided to go to the dispo yesterday because it does give me something else to talk about on here too. Plus my wife likes a little of those funny varieties. So I think I think I paid $35 for 7 grams for that. And I also picked up some green crack, got a couple of infused pre-rolls and got another strain called lemon meringue. So I'll show those off to you guys throughout the week and we can make fun of them and stuff like that. I can give you, Crumblewigs honest review, which is worth whatever it's worth. But let me see, what do we got going on here? Pre-orders at Handcrafted Farmers. You're right, Frank. That's true, Jess. Could you imagine if there's one guy and all he does is grinds up stems and the FDA, if they were regulated, could say you can have X amount of stems in your weed that you sell. That's acceptable on a pre-ground basis. That would be shit. Banana bread muffins, chocolate chips fresh out of the oven, double blinker strawberry cough, berry gelato. Cheers. Good morning, everyone, and good breakfast. Thanks, Moonlit. Huh. Okay, Frank. Magic Frank is he's got to be talking about the caffeine still, which is cool. It's a heavy strain. Heavy sativa, certain growers have issues with it ending up with bad buds. Huh. Being interesting to find a bag seed in there and to grow it out because I have had that in some strains that I've tried from down near the Hudson, you know, and I'm going to grow it out eventually. I've got it in a bag somewhere marked. Moonlit. I get that. I get that indeed. It is fun to look around and see things. You know what I couldn't yesterday? I just could not do. I wanted to get some concentrates yesterday. I just couldn't with their prices. Everything had an FU price on it. And that's what I don't get. But then you can order baller jars from people and the price is so reasonable. Or actually, I don't think I have it anymore, but the last concentrates that I ordered online, because I usually it's either that or I have stuff of my own, was from Rise Hemp. And they had a great deal going. I think it was like $70 for 7 grams. It was something insane like that. And I thought it was a great price, great product, had a really, really good experience with it. But, maybe it's my lazy ass hasn't gone back there to check out what they have. So shame on me. I have had some fire pre-rolls lately, Magic Frank. I have. The other morning or evening. No, it was Friday night's live. My daughter came home and brought me a awesome pre-roll. It was gas face, which I had never had before. Holy crap, that was nice. Yeah, 35 to 100 a gram for dabs is insane. See, and that is so true, Magic Frank, because I have had some that everybody claimed is this, it's clean, it's whatever, and you smoke that, and you can taste either everything that's in it, or it still tastes like butane, which I've had before, and that is nasty. And I say it's the taste of butane. Do I know what people are actually running through this to freeze it, before they're going to press it? No, I absolutely do not. 35 been on shelves forever, Cavort. Nice. Moonlit says, dude, ice cream was in my breakfast with edibles. CBTHC, fucking Chunky Monkey, Ben and Jerry's is the cheat code for a good morning. Yep, I can agree with that. I can. So the other day I wanted ice cream. So I messaged my daughter and I'm like, hey, can you bring ice cream home on the way from work? So she goes to the grocery store. She sends me a picture. Their whole ice cream section was down. So there's all the doors open. She sends me a picture and it's like, what do you want me to do, Dad? And then she's like, wait, the novelty section is there. So she takes a picture of these Dove bars, whatever the hell they are. I'm sure you guys have seen them before. Ice cream on a stick. So I remember years ago when you got a Dove bar, it was a Dove bar. So long story short, you open up the thing. These little Dove bars are about this long and maybe that wide. Enough ice cream for 2 bites. I don't know if that's the Weight Watchers version or if she was saying I'm fat. I haven't figured that one out yet, but I was definitely disappointed. The ice cream was quality ice cream, just I didn't feel enough. 2 bites, that's cheap. All right, what is Magic Frank saying here? We got a lot of them that aren't pressed. Popular machine nowadays is CO2 closed loop extraction. Yeah, I mean, I can say I can say, Frank, that when I was talking about the concentrates where you could really taste it, there's a place near us. I'm not giving him a shout out. No, I'm not going to give him a shout out. It's in Central Square. And you go in and the guy's got a backpack on and you're like, hey, do you have any concentrate? And he's like, yeah, I need your license. So you show him. Then he whips it out of this backpack that he's carrying around himself. So somebody's just making that concentrate and burning it out to the store, you know. But that was one that I tried way back and it was just so strong. And it wasn't strong from terps. It was strong from that aftertaste that out through your nose you could probably have lit the fumes. So, Jimmy John, you snuck in while I was rambling. I'm sorry. I'm sorry indeed. You stopped in for breakfast. That's a beautiful thing. Must be because we got 19 people in the chat and 30 thumbs up. That is beautiful, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you. When I say guys and gals, I don't know everybody that's in the room. Some people, well, I do know everybody in the room. Oh, Jimmy John's got a live this evening. Absolutely. Everybody swing over and check that out. Cavort says if it was the Oprah weight loss, it would be the crack pipe. E, what's going on? What is going on? Have not seen you in a bit. How's it going? All right, JC, you made it home. Good, good. Oh, nice, E. I appreciate that. I believe, let me take a look here. Just trying to make sure that I am, all righty, perfect. I am sub to you. Thanks for kicking by my channel. I'd like to go ahead and mod you up. I'm going to give you my moderator lecture, if that's okay with you and everybody else in the live here. I generally do that when I mod people up. So here we go. Now that you're a moderator, this is a room for 18 or older. We are a drama-free channel. When people come into the room, welcome them. Make sure they feel comfortable and they know they're part of this great community. You got a wrench, sub up to one another, check out their channels. While you're there, drop them a like on a video, drop them a comment. That way they're going to know you were there and a good chance they'll come back and sub up to you. Plus, it makes people feel good. If we have trolls, we're going to nicely escort them to the door and try not to engage with them. And most of all, while you're in here, let's have fun. Topics are open to pretty much anything and everything. There we go. All righty. Very nice. It always impresses me that there's like an ebb and flow when I do these lives, whereas people come on, people come out, and then people meet together. And I'm suddenly seeing everybody whom I've assumed was subbed up to one another. You guys are subbing up more. So, yeah. Yes, indeed. You know, after we had the incident of kicking my sister out of here the other day, for anybody who wasn't here for that, it was really funny. I had a live that I did on Friday night, and my sister decided to pop in. And I didn't know if she wanted to be acknowledged as my sister. So I basically said, hey, we got a new visitor. And then I kind of moved on. And I think she sent a smiley face. I don't know if she wrote anything else. But next thing I know, it says, you know, it says her name has been timed out for 86,000 seconds. So that had me laughing. It had everybody laughing. It was great. Sorry, just catching up in the chat, trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Ooh, JC, there's another hurricane forming. Did you stock up on some supplies just in case? And how's that plumbing problem going? Token Tom is still here and on the road to 500, so any subs would be appreciated, and I'll sub back to anyone who subs. This is true. Remember, everybody, we as a community, we can shout out other people on our lives, on our channels. Leave them a little love, mention them in a hashtag, something like that. Help everybody get to where they're trying to go. 500 subs is an absolutely huge deal. It is. I remember when I had 12 subs, and my joke about the 12 subs is, okay, now my family and friends have finished. Now what's going to happen? So it's cool. It's cool. It's a good feeling. It's nice. All right, let me see here. None of us are crumble. Yeah, I know I did throw everybody under the bus. I did say that the other day about my sis. Hey Frank, thanks for sharing Tom's link just in case anybody doesn't have it. Scotty, insect frass? I'm not familiar with that. Insect frass. Hold on a second. I'm looking to see what it is here. From Walmart, we have insect frass. Sustainable. Acu frass is a product from organic insect waste. Nutrient rich. Huh. I have not, but it looks pretty cool. Is that something new you're introducing into your garden? It looks pretty good. I mean, if you look at it, there's a lot of protein in insects, so you've got a lot going on with all of that biodegraded matter. So, yeah, that could be cool. Maine says you're in COC, Scotty. You don't, nor you're in cocoa. You don't need insect frass. Okay. Can I ask a question, Maine? Why not? Is it because it's not a living soil or a soil of some sort? You know, Jess, I turned around and looked, and I don't know if you have a Walmart near you, but Walmart carries it. That's what site popped up first for when I Googled it real quick. That is true, Token Tom. That's why mosquitoes eat us. Really, Zelens. That's kind of cool. Okay, Maine. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I understand that now. I kind of forget that there's a difference between feeding the soil and feeding the plants, even though I am running a living soil out now outside in for plants. And I do treat them differently and I do it that way. I've just been in cocoa for so long that I forget that it's a whole different process in a roundabout manner. So, oh, swearing's fine. I do it all the time. It helps keep me possibly age restricted on my lives. Since my last couple, I think were no, I don't think my Friday night one was, or at least not yet. It's usually been taking them a couple of days before they spank me with that. And I did do a lot of, I had a little frustration level because, when the YouTube gods go after other content creators that are either part of our community or especially ones that I know, I think all of us take it a little personally. And that opened up the big discussion for a couple days on age restrictions. And, I bumped into a few people with, 50, 60 subs who are talking about not continuing on with their content because all their stuff's age restricted. Hey, did I see the next grow come in? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Moonlit. I've got one of the. I've got one of those bug zappers too. I've got actually one that is big enough that you hang outside, and man, the bugs crash into it when the moths crash into it. They are absolutely awesome. Hey, we had a little guest in the room here. Let me get them modded up. Hold on one second. There we are. That was really, really nice. I just turned around and made Han Callie a moderator. That would be one of my children who hopped in to tell me good morning, and I super appreciate it. Love you very much, too. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. That put a big smile on my face. Super big smile on my face. I think on that, guys, we should take a bong rip if you guys are all right with that. Sorry, I lost a little bit in the chat there, real quick. Hold on one second. Hey, Gyro. Cheers, cheers. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and get you modded up if you're okay with that. And I'm going to give my quick moderator lecture before we do a rip. So now that you're a mod, this room is for 18 or older. We're a drama-free channel. Everybody in the room, make everybody feel comfortable. Let them know how much of a great community they are, or we are, and how we'd like them to be a part of it. Sub up to one another. Check out their channels. Drop them a like. Drop them a comment. That's really important so they know you were there and they can come back and sprinkle some love on your channel. If we have trolls, we're going to nicely escort them to the door and try not to engage. And most of all, if you're in here, let's have some fun. Topics are open to anything and everything. Thank you. Thank you. All righty. What do you say, people? Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Monkey Man, thanks for swinging back in. Yeah, that is cool. That's awesome. That has really made my morning for me. Absolutely. All righty, guys, let's rip. Wait a minute. Got a sip? Don't want to have an incident. And thank you guys for being here. We got 23 people in the room, 33 thumbs up. Super, super awesome. All righty, here we go. No problem, Gyro. I've seen you around. I enjoy your contributions in other people's lives. So thank you. Thank you for being part of the community, and thank you for coming into our live this morning. We're generally going to be doing this. This is going to be my second week. We're going to be going Sunday through Wednesday mornings, and then I'm going to do a Friday night one also from like, I don't know, 10:30 until 1 o'clock in the morning. But absolutely. Thank you, guys. I love you guys for being in here. Yes, JC, I'll take some of that breakfast too. Don't think I didn't see the fried potatoes, eggs, Canadian bacon, biscuits, and an apple turnover. Now that's the way to rock your breakfast. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Shouldn't have had that last rip. Excuse me. If you get a chance and you go over to Token Tom's page, you got to check out his tomatoes. I don't know if he's harvested everything off from them, but oh man, his tomatoes, freaking huge. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's cool. You know, you like to see people, we love seeing people grow cannabis, and then, you know, like for Tom, he's got to wait until he can grow again. So, you know, he's at least using his tent and his grow area to kind of hone his grow skills some. There are a lot of commonalities between the cannabis plant and the tomato plant. So I think it's pretty cool. There, I just set my alarm for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 5:30. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. No problem, Tom. They're badass tomatoes. I'm not missing. Hey, extra. Thanks for coming in. Good morning. Good morning. We were talking about you a little bit earlier, and I couldn't remember your complete name, so I apologize for that. But I was talking about how we had a number of people sub to you guys yesterday, and when I stopped through, I understand you guys broke 700 subs, so congratulations to you. And if anybody's not subbed up, please sub up. Frank's rocking some tomatoes too. That's nice. Oh, cool, Tom. Cool. I'll be able to check them out. That's great. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding, Gyro. No kidding. Oh, nice. You got the light box hooked up. That's cool, extra. You got one tomato that started in your indoor grow so far? That's cool. That is really cool. Oh, nice, man. You're going to clean your big bong for Jimmy John's live tonight? Nice. I got to make sure I try and hit that. I don't know if we have any family stuff going on tonight. I know we were supposed to go to a bonfire last night, but it got canceled again. Nice, Cavort. Nice. That's right. I'm sure we all push our glass a little bit further than we should. I try to be diligent about cleaning it. I at least have my ash catcher slash recycler that hits a lot before, it goes to water. But I got to tell you, there is nothing better than smoking through freshly cleaned glass. It sets the tone for such a beautiful experience, especially if you've got a brand new strain that you're pushing through it. That you really want to get that super you really want to get the taste, the terps, the whole experience to be solid. So I like that. I like that a lot. I know CB is going to get the tents back up soon, very soon, and that's going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome. That's got to be a gap. It really does. I know I went about 2 weeks where I just would walk around the house and my wife would be like, "What's the matter?" And I'm like, "There's no tents running." She's like, "But you have plants outside." And it's like, it's different. It's different. In the middle of the night, I can't go check on my plants outside. Well, I can, but it's way easier to do it when you got tents inside. Oh, Cavort, yours are still on the vine, huh? Arkansas Traveler tomatoes, Jimmy John, I've not heard of those before. I'm a big fan of the heirloom tomatoes. As ugly as they are, I like them. I really enjoy the taste of them. But yeah, they're absolutely ugly. Oh, Miss Amy's Creations is on. How did I miss you sneak in? Probably because everybody on my screen is blue. Hey, thank you very much for stopping in. Thank you for hitting some subs. That's beautiful. And I hope you have an absolutely awesome day today. Cherokee Purple is the plan. Next year is the plan. Okay, Jimmy John, nice. Super beefsteak tomato. Panda, what's going on? What's going on? Tell me, tell me. Oh, Panda, you lost more weight? Oh, dude, you're a rock star. Look at you go. You got so many awesome things taking place right now in your life. That is fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody in here, congratulate Panda. He's been working on losing weight, working out, hitting the gym's going to be starting wrestling in the future. Panda's got a lot of good shit going on. Wow, you're down to 325 and you used to weigh around 370. Go you. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm loving it. On that note, hey, Panda, we got to do a rip for you, buddy. All right, Jiver, you got to go take the dog for a walk. No problem. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you being here and look forward to seeing you come back. Perfect, perfect. I know what I wanted to do before that I didn't. Bloop. There we are. Nice. Wow, JC. That is nice. That is nice indeed. I went from, and it was over a period of time that I went from at my highest, I believe I was 306 or 307. And now I am at I don't know, like 228, I think. So it was a sizable change. I'm in pant size that I never even thought I would be in before because I was in like 46, 48. And it was like, holy shit. Man, I looked at those pants, before when we moved about 4 or 5 years ago. I was going through clothes that I was still holding on to, and I had some clothes that were like that. And it's like, holy crap. So, all right, hey, I'm going to shut up here and we're going to do a rip. Let me just grab one more sip of water, guys. Wow, Tom, you were 225 in your 40s? Whoo. All righty, let's rip, people. I'm smoking on this caffeine still. Let's go. Next grow. You said your plants are growing in cheap soil that's bark. That is tough. How far along are they? Excuse me. How far along and how well are they doing? I mean, is there any way you can supplement what you have going on? Or I know that I had some plants that were given to me that I don't even know what somebody had in them for soil, but yes, it looked like bark and shit. And I don't think it was anything high quality, but I was able to take that whole plant. I let it stay in the solo cup until it rooted out really good. And then I transplanted it and I transplanted it into cocoa. So, that helped rectify any problems that I had with it. Hey, Scotty, you taking off all right, buddy? We will. I will catch up with you later, I'm sure. Get some rest and you have a great day. Brett, yeah, you start to push mowing in your yard and stuff like that, drop 50 pounds. Good for you. Yeah, it's funny that we get into our 40s, Tom, and we have some revelations. The revelations of taking care of ourselves a little more because we want to be around and have a good time. I think that's a big thing, that mindset. Oh, Panda, you're trying to get down to a 36 in pants? I'm at a 38 right now. Again, never thought I'd be under a 40. Never even thought I'd be at a 40. I've always been a fairly bigger person. So, and it's a good feeling too. It also opens up your world of being able to go to stores that everybody else goes to. Because I knew I struggled with that for years. So, JC, Christmas Day, I could do a bikini vid at the beach. Careful, we'll hold you to that. Okay, actually, you've been using Coco Loco soil with PP Genetics and Root Regular. Now, the Coco Local soil, is that a mix of or a blend of soil and cocoa? Because I was talking earlier about mistakes that I have made along my grow. Like I buy the bricks of cocoa. I never buffered them before. I fed differently than they suggest. So I look at it this way. If I correct these deficiencies that I've been doing, there's a chance that my next grow is going to be even better than what I was already growing. And that could be outstanding. Bigger buds, bigger yields, better trichome development, better terps, all of that. So that's my 2 cents on that for a moment on what I'm doing. How far? Oh, God, not far at all. I mean, maybe 20 minutes, if that, depending on traffic. That was a reply to you extra as to how far I am from you guys. Oh, your pant size was a 44. Sorry, Tom. I may or may not be a little high here right now. Oh, that's not bad. 39 plus tax for a 2 cubic foot bag. Okay. JC still rolling that black truffles. Nice, nice, nice. Hey, Zelens, you go get the dog walking. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Always in here chilling out with the chat. Oh, your mom used to work the Bloomsburg Fair in New York? Nice, Cavort. I do eat edibles, and I truly appreciate that extra. I will have to probably take you up on that. Absolutely. Thank you for your generosity. Yeah, right next to you to New York, Cavort. I used to, so you're in Pennsylvania, right? I used to date a girl in Pennsylvania. She lived in Brackney, Pennsylvania. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's literally right over the border. And her parents owned the first satellite dish in that whole area. And her brother worked at a radio station that took like 45 minutes to get to up on the top of a mountain. Crazy shit back then. Crazy. Nice moon. Nice moon. Sorry, I'm just catching up here and probably, as I said, a little bit high. What am I missing here? Oh, okay. All right. I am always up for a good edible. You know, I talked about the ones that I bought at one point in time, or still do buy on occasion from Everything 420. I don't know if anybody's ever ordered from them before. This isn't a plug for them, but I'll tell you, they got a lot of gummies there. You know, the difference is that their gummies range in, like, I'm sure you can get 50 and 60 milligram ones, but the majority of the ones that I get are between 500, or so they say, 500 and 1,000 milligrams, depending on what you're ordering. And do they get you blasted? Absolutely. But I also call them garbage pail gummies because they have everything in them. They're like THCA alphabet after them, the Delta 9s and everything else. So I can't say they're the greatest in the world. Do they get you blasted? Absolutely. Now, somebody, and I don't know if I saved the bag. Yep, I did. Somebody brought me Lost Garden cannabis infused gummies. These are vegan and a whole bunch of other good stuff with natural flavors. This is their packaging on them. These are, what does it say on it? There's 500 milligrams in the bag. There were 10 of them in there, so they're 50 milligrams each. These got me blasted, taking one, which really surprised me when it takes the THCA alphabets a hell of a lot more. So it's just interesting. I just wanted to, and when I make edibles myself, I can get blasted off from one cookie. You know, so there's I think it's different venues. The cleaner your THCA is, and having a little more control as to what's going on in your edibles. You've seen people use water leaves for edibles? I just walked away. I like that. I love that. Take the 219 south and to go past your house, Cavort? Brackney, not Bradley, Brackney, Pennsylvania. Oh, nice. What the hell am I doing here? I just blocked my whole chat. Nice extra. These ones, when I tell people to be careful, they generally don't listen and they message me saying they're borderline tripping. See, I have learned to be responsible. I bought these gummies once in a place in Fulton, uh, which doesn't sell any of that stuff anymore, but they had these watermelon gummies and there was like 100 in the bag. And the recommended dose was like 11. So that's what I took the first time. Yeah, I was next level fucked up. I found that you could get away with 7 and coast through anything. So that was fun. Oh, Miss Amy, you got a daughter living in Rochester? That's pretty sweet. Yep, Rochester is only about an hour from me, so that's pretty cool. Oh, Panda, you're going live around 8 this time? Or around 8 this morning? Awesome. People get a chance, stop over and spread some love at Panda. He's a great guy. I'm sure, Miss Amy. I'm sure. People look at it and say, oh, it's just one cookie or one piece of fudge. Or wait a minute, you make the pineapple upside down cake, if I recall, which I've told everybody about. And they're like, dude, you got to make it. And I'm like, yes, I do. I think that'd be next level shit. Ah, Panda's getting smacked already. I love that. Cavort. I like that. Her brownies will make you turn into Nick from Barney Miller. Well, I think I'm going to pack up one more bowl, guys. We are coming up on, been on for a little over 2.5 hours. We're coming right up on 8 o'clock. So let me grab a bowl, drop that in, see what I got in the grinder, if anything. Nope. So I will grind up real quick. My apologies. We're going to try a little of this lemon meringue. Sizable bud. This is lemon meringue from Dollar Trees. We'll grind some up real quick. Sorry I wasn't prepared. I've been gabbing and gabbing. We've been talking about edibles. Extra trip real. Let me write that down, because if not, I'm going to be a slacker and I won't email you. Alrighty, I got it extra. Awesome, awesome. Now I lost the top of my grinder. Yeah, it is, Frank. It is. I have been to the Sterling stage before. It's been a while. It has been a while. Oh, you're baking a cake today? I'll show you this in the grinder. Kind of just grinding pretty fine, and that's okay. We'll get this packed up. Hamish is back. Yeah, we're running a little bit late because I didn't have anything packed up. I went through like 3.5 bowls this morning, so let's put that out. We'll hydrate a little bit quick, and then we'll get this last bong rip done. I want to thank you guys. We got 21 people in the room right now. We got 40 thumbs up. You just can't go wrong with that. I love you guys coming in here. I love the fact that I'm going to be doing this 4 early mornings a week. Hey, look who just came into the room. It's Fino Dino. What is going on? Good morning. You got some coffee? That's perfect. Okay, for anybody who didn't just hear me, I'm smoking on some lemon meringue from Dollar Trees is the name. They are alleging that this is 23.65% THC, which, as we all know, Crumbleweed doesn't really care about THC content, because I've had weeds that are under 20% that have gotten me absolutely blasted. So, in saying that, going to have a little sip of water. Hey, I will do the same. I will do the same, extra, and do a little exchange and see how everything is. I've got one, two, three, four. I got 5 strains outside right now. I'm running 2 autos or 2 different strains of autos, and I've got another 8 plants on top of that with another 1, 2, 3 strains: Master OG, Strawberry Kush, Blue Sunset Sherbet, and then the autos are Cargo Cartel from Hooligan and Gelato OG from Seedsman. Nice, extra. RJ, what's going on? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. For anybody who had to skate at 8, I apologize that I'm running a little bit late. But hey, Brisbane Fire Aircraft, Brisbane River Fire Aircraft. Hold on 1 second here. Let me get rid of some of my windows. I've got a lot of them open right now. Brisbane River Fire Aircraft. Huh, that's pretty interesting. It's quite the interesting plane. Huh. You get ruby red grapefruit juice at the liquor store? You know what's funny? Our liquor stores here in New York, at least the ones up here in the county I'm in, you can't sell mixers in the store. And what I mean is, you can't sell soda in there, you can't sell juice in there. So some of the liquor stores own a convenience store that they attach to the same building. So you have to walk out one door and walk in another. It's kind of silly, but at least it's a way to do it. Hey, thanks, Frank. I am having a really good day. Oh, Todd's in here and he's got some bacon and eggs. Oh, that does sound good indeed. I was saying I went to breakfast yesterday. We went to a little place in our little town here named Maria's. Give a little shout out to them. They got some good food, like a mom and pop's diner type feel to it. But it was outstanding. Big Nog, Big Nog, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. We are just kicking back, chilling out. I'm getting ready to wrap this up, I think, but I'm really enjoying chatting with you guys. Just packed up a bowl of lemon meringue is the name of the strain, and it is not homegrown. It was a whole discussion earlier in here that we did some shopping at the dispo for fun, and now I'm going to talk about the stuff as I smoke it, or we play with it, or we look at it, or whatever. So that adds to the chat throughout the night. So, all right, guys. Well, let's fire this up, and yeah, let's go. Holy crap, man. In the floor, there are drive up liquor stores that give you a cup of ice with your order. That is kind of convenient. I mean, I'm not a drinker anymore, but had I been then, oh man, if I could have, well, no, because I made it a point to never get behind the wheel of the car when I drank. But just to have that ability that you could really perpetuate, you could get out of your car with that drink in hand. I'm not perpetuating drinking or suggesting drinking and driving, but what a convenience. Oh, and I talked and my bowl went out. Damn it. Big Nug. What do you got going on today? Excuse me as I begin to cough to death. Oh, nice extra. I'll have to try and swing over. We do have drive-through banks here. We do. They are, yeah, they're different. We've got some that's all they are is a drive-through bank. I think there's still one in Fulton, New York that has an ATM on one side of it for the drive-through bank, and the other side actually has a teller in it who does transactions for people. It's really weird. It's in the middle of a parking lot. I would think the thing would get robbed all the time. Reminds me of one of those old. We used to have photo kiosks that were in parking lots. If anybody remembers that. Oh, big nog, sweet, sweet. No smoking this morning. Jumping on the Harley for a ride. Good for you. Get out there and enjoy the day. Now, do you ride by yourself or you ride with a group of other individuals? I know, Cavort. I know. I always use the barometer of how good a weed is because as soon as I hit it, I wait about 10 minutes and I look at my wife and she'll look at me and I'll be like, "Can you drive?" She's like, "No." I'll be like, "Yeah, neither can I." So that's our assessment for a great weed at times. That's what I thought, extra. Oh, group, big nog, awesome. Good for you. Good for you. For the longest time, people thought I rode up here. That was said, you ride, right? And it's like, nope. I mean, I can tell you that I don't ride, but I've owned two motorcycles. One I bought because I just liked it, and the other one I put together. I was going by a motorcycle shop one day. This guy was putting 90% of the bike out in front for free. So I took it, asked him what else he needed. He told me. I ordered it, bought the manual, brought it home, and built it. But in the height of my drinking career, I built it in my fucking basement. So when I went to get it out, obviously it didn't fit up the stairs. So Crumblewig learned one hell of a big lesson that day. Yeah, no kidding. I'm surprised it hasn't been robbed either. Angie, thank you for stopping in. Weather, how is the weather up here? It is currently 55.6 degrees, which is okay. It's supposed to be a little cloudy, but no rain today. After the storm the other day, which I don't know if I talked about it here, we had a storm come through and I lost about a third of my plants in my grow outside. A lot of damage. Looked like somebody took an ice cream scoop and beat the shit out of them, but such is life. Again, I know I could have prevented some of it if I had a second scrog net on, which next year I will. And that'll prevent some problems, I think. Plus, I don't want to grow. My tallest plant is 7'4", and I don't want to grow things that big next year. I'd rather have them be shorter and bushier. So Pilot couldn't wait and did magic mushrooms, JC. Fino just rolled one up. Nice. Nice. 57 and rain in there, Maine. We got 51. We got 53. Oh, JC, 73 and a hurricane watch. Yeah, I know, Maine. I know. I'm going to try and take a preventative approach on the PM just because I had to deal with it last year. So I'm going to do what is it? I got it over here. The potassium bicarb, the citric acid, dish soap, a Castile soap, something along that line, so those can cling on. And I got a 2-gallon sprayer, and I'm just going to spray the shit out of my plants. That's some people have told me go with Lost Coast. I don't know which would be my better plan, but I ordered the potassium bicarb, which I have here right now, and the citric acid is supposed to be here today or tomorrow. So I'll be able to do this Tuesday, which would mean the weather is going to be much better for it to stay on and not get blown right off from it, from a rainstorm. I agree, Maine, and I have thought about that. I've thought about honestly reducing my grow next year to I wanted to go with 3 150s outside and then some autos. But I really think I might scale it down to 2 150s with a plant in each. Let them literally top them a whole bunch of times or scrag the shit out of one of them because I enjoyed scragging this year. And I also am looking at just running some autos because I know they'll finish quick and finish well in soil. Sorry, I got to catch up with the chat here, guys and girls. Well, I think we're going to do one more rip and then I'm going to let y'all go. I'm running about 15 minutes over when I said I'd run till. Well, it's either that or let's see. 13 minutes, we will be at 3 hours even. Let's go 13 minutes, people, but we'll do a bong rip right now. Tom, appreciate you still hanging out in here. Let's go ahead and rip another one, see how we feel, and decide if we want to roll this up and call it alive. I am ripping on Lemon Meringue by Dollar Tree. It's not too bad. Yes, Maine. Everyone have a great and wonderful day. Thank you for coming. Corgan, what is going on? Oh, thanks for being here. Sorry I'm coughing in your face. Didn't mean to. Just did a rip. I appreciate you stopping by. White rock smoke and truffle pie wax. That sounds pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. That was just choking on water because I drank it wrong like a dumbass. But, Crow, what do you got going on today? Anything exciting? And again, guys, thanks for subbing up to each other in here. That helps you out a great deal and helps you guys grow your channels. Right now we're sitting at about 18 people in the room. We've had 45 thumbs up. I can't thank you all enough. Oh, you're at work. Sorry to hear that, but I hope your day goes by quick and that you stay safe. Absolutely. Upstate, what's going on? Thank you for swinging in this morning. Appreciate that. Thank you, Extra. Yes, people, hit that like button if you enjoy what's going on. If you're not, that's okay too. But still the same, make sure you spread the love. Yeah, Upstate's got a great channel over there. Oh, they have a really good time. Where's your partner in crime, Upstate? If any of you guys want to give your channels a shout out, talk about when you got lives going on, go right ahead. You know, that's how, again, we grow this community. You get to see other content creators BSing, having a good time. Absolutely. Sorry, just had a message come in. Oops. For those of you that were here at 6:29, I have an alarm set on my phone to go off because every morning my father messages me then to tell me good morning. And then I have X amount of time to reply to him before he'll start blowing up my phone. I usually try and be good about it. And as soon as I finish with my lives, I message him because I know he'll just boom, call and then keep me on the phone for 40 minutes to update me on all of the political views of the world, which I don't need to hear. It's why I don't watch the news, but he does keep me up to date on it. Big Nog, you have an update on your outdoor grow dropping later today? Perfect. If anybody isn't subbed up or have the all bell toggled, you might want to do that so we can catch Big Nog. You know what? I should write that down too so I can do that, but I'll do it this way. We'll click over to your channel real quick and we will turn on all. Perfect. Got it done. Again, it is so great to see you guys going over to other channels or realizing, holy smokes, I haven't subbed up to this person and they're pretty awesome. So I like that. But all right, guys, we're hitting 8:20. I think we're going to get out of here. I want to say thank you very much for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care. Remember, stop by somebody's channel today. Show them some love. Drop them a sub. Make sure you watch a video. Drop a comment. They're going to appreciate it. You're going to make their day, and they're going to know you were there. So, all right, everybody. Peace out. Love you. You guys have an absolutely fantastic day.